Welcome to the Jello Jiggling podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Ward, and the Lakers have now won 3 straight games after a really rough stretch. I thought coming into this game against Denver that it could get ugly. But then, I don't know, maybe an hour, 2 hours before the game, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray were both ruled out. They're saying, I think it was ankle injuries for both of them, but it's it's just rest. They're just resting. Every friggin' team in the league that has their eyes set on the playoffs is just resting their guys periodically. And this just happened to be one of those nights, which was great for the Lakers. I think even if those two played, they still would have won this game. Luka was just on another level. He was just incredible. I think he scored 20 in the first quarter. He was just unstoppable offensively. He got into that mode that I think Lakers fans are going to start to get used to seeing quite often. He just was on a tear. I mean, he played so well, and he got this team such a big lead that he didn't even play in the fourth quarter. They didn't need him to. I mean, Austin Reeves was still in there, probably a little bit longer than he should have been, but they still won 120 to 108. I mean, that score is not really indicative of what actually happened. They won this game in the first half. I mean, maybe even in the first quarter. It was just they couldn't contend with them. I mean, Aaron Gordon played really well. He had a good game, and I say over and over again that guy would be great in a Lakers uniform, which will never happen because he's just getting paid way too much money. And I mean, I guess after the Luka trade, you could never say never, but I mean, what did he finish with? Eric Gordon, 26 points, 11 rebounds, and he was 5 for 9 from deep. I mean, I don't remember this guy ever being a three-point shooter with the Magic. I think he's just kind of, filled this role. And then Michael Porter Jr. was basically nothing, 12 points. Westbrook, nothing. Airballed a free throw, which I got a chuckle out of. 4 for 14, which is something that Lakers fans saw quite a bit when he was in LA. But then the Lakers, I mean, just impressive all around. 6 guys scored in double figures today. No LeBron still, no Rui still. Jackson Hayes played really well. 6 points, 7 rebounds. Just did what he's supposed to do: catch lobs and crash the glass. I mean, it's not monster numbers, but his impact was felt. He had a steal on the block too. Dory Finney-Smith was one of the guys that scored in double figures, 14 points, 4 boards, 4 assists. Played great. These guys are incredible for three-point land right now. It's pretty remarkable to see after a few years of just Lakers just being kind of so hot and cold from deep, mostly cold. But they shot 42.1% from deep tonight. They hit 16 for 38. I mean, they were just nailing them back and forth almost every time down the floor. Jordan Goodwin's the only one that just kind of didn't really make an impact on that side with shooting. But I mean, his presence was felt everywhere else. That's what I love about that guy. The guy's just all effort all the time. Closed out the game with some free throws. Mike Malone just all of a sudden started going crazy coaching mode in the last, 5 minutes. And he's playing this pressure defense, getting guys right after they cross half court. I mean, that's whatever. I think he was kind of messing with JJ a little bit. It didn't matter. It didn't matter at all. But he finished with 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals. The guy's just a pest. He's the kind of guy that you hate playing against, but you love having on your team. He's probably my favorite Laker right now. I mean, outside of Luka and Reeves. I mean, there's tons of guys I like on this team right now. DFS, I love DFS. I love his effort. I love the fact that he's hitting threes and doing what they brought him in to do. I mean, I thought more of he would be more impactful defensively, but it seems like he's more impactful being a three-point shooter, which is kind of crazy to me. But whatever, take it. Take it. Why not? Why wouldn't you take it? Reeves had 22, 50% from the field, 2 for 7 from deep, which isn't great, but whatever. 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. Just 1 turnover. Luka had 6 turnovers, but he had 31 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and a block in 3 quarters of play. He was just unconscious. I mean, they couldn't do anything. It was it was almost embarrassing. It was like he kept going at it with Peyton Watson. I believe that's his first name. Yeah, Peyton Watson. And they were just talking trash back and forth. I think there was even a clip somebody got of Luka going to the free throw line after getting fouled, and somebody on the Nuggets said like ball don't lie, like kind of baiting him into losing, or like not losing, but missing the shot. And I don't know if the timing of it, like whether or not he already missed the shot, and they say ball don't lie, or they're saying before he shoots it just to get in his mind a little bit. And then Luka goes, "Yeah, I already got 20 points. Like ball don't lie." And I was like, "Oh my god, this guy, he's got a little bit of Kobe in him, right? Like he just likes messing with the other team and like, rubbing it in and talking trash. And it's crazy his personality on and off the court. It's completely different. I mean, Kobe had that thing on and off. Like, I mean, he was just on all the time. This same kind of mentality, kind of like just rip your heart out type thing going on. And Luka has it on the court and off the court. He's like a puppy dog. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't say anything controversial. He just, he's very it's like 1-2 sentences for every quote. He doesn't really go into depth too much. He just kind of gets to the point and then just wants to walk off stage. He's not bothered or pissed or anything like that. He's just kind of, I don't know, he's not a talker, I guess. You know what I mean? Some people just, thrive in that arena, but I just love his edge. He's a killer. I mean, he's a killer. I mean, say what you want about LeBron, being, one of the greatest ever and all that stuff, but I always thought LeBron kind of lacked that killer instinct. You know what I mean? He didn't have that same kind of, I am gonna literally rip your heart out and I'm gonna show it to you. Right? Like that is Luka. He's out there to destroy you and he wants you to know about it. And I love it because it reminds me of Kobe. I mean, no one's ever gonna be Kobe or MJ. You know what I mean? Even Kobe was the closest to get to MJ. I mean, I've even got these pictures in the back that show how much I love those two going at each other and the respect that they had and all that stuff. But he's the Pat. You could just tell he loves the game of basketball, right? It just exudes from him when he's on the court. He just and then the impact he has. He just makes these guys all want to play at the same level, which is just, I mean, it's contagious, right? So it just spreads across the team. I've never seen shooters this wide open, perhaps in the entire time I've watched this team. It's since like the Magic Johnson era. Like it's insane. It's wild. The kind of spacing that Luka creates because he's just so unstoppable offensively. I mean, it's like he crosses half court and the team is just already like, okay, we're not quite sure how we're going to contain this guy because if we try, he's going to hit the open man because he's just got eyes in the back of his head. He's one of the best passers I've ever seen, easily. And LeBron had that effect too. Maybe not so much now, but he did have it at one point in his career. But there's something so special about this guy, and I just enjoy watching him every night. And it's brought a little, extra joy in my life as it is, I'm sure, to just Laker fans like crazy. Like I've said before in previous pods, I got friends hitting me up every day that a game happens, and I can tell they're tuned in, they're watching, and they'd all tuned out. Like after 2020, everybody kind of just tuned out. I don't know if that's COVID or just the way the game has like gone in a different direction. It's. I mean, I got pissed off today when I saw Jokic and Murray sitting. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like I said with RotoWire, like that's what we do the entire day. Is we're just watching the injury reports and reporting them, right, and putting them up on our website and making sure people that play fantasy basketball have all the information they possibly can. And I got annoyed. I was just really looking forward to Luka, and Jokic because I know there's a lot of respect between those two, and I honestly think they're going to be teammates in LA at some point. I think it's going to happen. I mean, I feel like it's a stretch that Jokic will leave, but I think if that team kind of falls apart, and there's Luka just being like, "Hey, dude, come to LA, man. You'll love it here," and we will just be an amazing duo that has probably never been seen before. So there's that. I mean, man, that was a long-winded rant, but yeah, this team is just clicking. They're just clicking. I mean, it's one thing I've said that has annoyed me over the last few years is that the Lakers tend to lose these games that they should win and should win easily. They should have won this game easily, and that's exactly what they did. Same with the last two games, Phoenix and San Antonio. Should have won them easily, and that's exactly what they did. Um, I mean, tomorrow could be a different situation against Milwaukee, but even them or they are like doing the same thing with Lillard and Giannis. They're just kind of deciding when they want to play them, when not. They're probable every friggin' day, and it goes from probable to questionable to cleared or whatever. Um, so who knows? I wouldn't be shocked if Luka doesn't play tomorrow. I really won't. Or Reeves, maybe even. No, I don't think they would do both, but Reeves trips me out too, though, man. That guy has made such strides this season, and every time I think he's hit his ceiling, he goes a little bit higher, right? He just even today when the game is totally in hand, he's going 100 miles an hour. Like he just wants to. I don't think he likes the Nuggets, to be honest with you. I think losing to them in the playoffs multiple times, it's really in the back of his head. Like he's like, oh God, if we get a chance to kick the crap out of these guys, I'm going to take every opportunity. So I think I love seeing it because he's just full of passion. I feel like he's even got faster. Like his footwork was insane tonight. A few of his moves, I was like, damn, this kid can ball. I mean, I already knew that, but like I said, I just can't believe he just keeps taking it another step, another level. He just gets a little bit better. I mean, he's got shades of Steve Nash, and he's got shades of even Luka. Like with his footwork, it's crazy. And I love it because he's because I thought once Luka came in, it'd just be a 2-man show essentially, and Reeves would be that guy coming off the bench potentially, right? And now it's like you can't. He's a guy like he is. I mean, there's that conversation around the league right now, and I might do a whole another pod about just this topic, but like saying that he is potentially the best third option in the NBA. And when I first saw and heard that, I was like, I don't know about that. Like, right, there's got to be others, and I know it's gotten a lot of people debated about it, and I think the common consensus has been Chet Holmgren, OKC, which makes a lot of sense. But you can call him a 2 potentially, and then it was Derek White in Boston. So but the thing is, there's a legit argument. I mean, there's a legit, and he just keeps getting better, and he's super consistent. And even when he's shooting like crap, right? Like he does other things. It's like Luka the other night, like he couldn't hit anything, and he just did all these other things. Reeves is this like a poor man's Luka, like he does the same thing. He can't put up Luka. I mean, he can put up Luka numbers, but he doesn't do it as prolific, I guess you'd say, as Luka does, or as consistently as Luka does. Luka's been doing it for a longer time, right? Even though Luka's actually younger than he is, which is a little nuts. And then Gabe Vincent, still a stud. I mean, just every night I get this. I feel like he's just gonna fall off or like regress a little bit. No, he's just in the zone. He just does. I mean, 12 points. That's all he had. 12 points and 1 assist in 23 minutes. And I still felt like he impacted the game because he hit 4 threes, 4 out of 6. He's super consistent shooting the basketball. He's a scrappy guy, I wouldn't say he's definitely not an elite defender, but he can defend. He's not worthless on that end of the floor. And then there's Dalton Connect too. He's coming along too. He has, rough shooting nights as well, but he's a rookie. I think he's much further along than many people think. He had 12 points, 3 for 7 from deep, 3 boards. Yeah, that's another thing. He gets boards. Super athletic. He's always moving, even if he's a lot of times he's parked behind the 3-point line. But he knows how to play off the ball, which is a hell of a skill, especially when you got a passer or passers like Reeves, Luka, and LeBron. So he's been great. DFS is doing exactly what JJ's asking of him. And then Vanderbilt had 10 points tonight off the bench in 18 minutes and 3 steals. He was feisty. You got a lot of feisty, kind of hungry energy guys, and it's like the perfect combination around guys that are like legit stars, like Luka, LeBron, and like a budding star like Reeves. Yeah, yes, they're still missing that big. They didn't have Trey Jemison tonight. He's still dealing with an illness. I think this is his 5th straight game that he's out. Koloko has been a disappointment, and that continued tonight. He did catch one lob that I was impressed by, but it's not. He is far from dependable. If they had a better option, they would go with it every night. Alex Len, another DMP. Cam Reddish, another DMP. Same with Markieff Morris. That's just going to be continue to be the trend, apparently, unless they get desperate, which could happen down the final stretch. I mean, they could start doing what everybody else is doing and resting their guys. We still don't have a definitive timeline or like date when LeBron's going to come back, but I wouldn't anticipate it being much longer. Same with Rui. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised they both come back at exactly the same time. And then we got Milwaukee tomorrow, and then there is a 4-game road trip that's looming, which sucks. But you know what? I just like where this team's at right now. I'm quite impressed, more than I thought I would be. But I mean, I'm all smiles. I was hoping for like a really fun matchup tonight against a team, a formidable team that they're probably going to face in the playoffs at some point down the line. But I'll take this because it's just how efficient and how like they were all on a string. It's just beautiful basketball to watch. I mean, there were sloppy moments. I think when they got it, I think that what was the biggest lead? It was like 26 or 28 or something like that. And they did take their foot off the gas pedal a little bit. And I think teams tend to do that. They were up by 30 at one point. So Denver didn't even lead this game once. Not once. And Lakers were up by 30. I mean, talk about complete control and absolute domination. But you look at the second half, the fourth quarter, namely, they scored 15 to Denver's 31. And I think Denver's like role guys were just starting to come along, and they were hitting shots left and right at the end there. And I think, got a little worried there for a second because I was like, this could be one of those sneaky, like, you think you got the game in the bag for essentially a half, and then the other team just keeps capitalizing on the mistakes made, and that seemed to be where it was going. But Lakers just, they got it done. They got it done. And I was impressed, and that's 43 wins now. So they're one behind Denver now in the win column. Let's see if they have adjusted the standings yet. Yes, they have. So they leaped Denver. So now the Lakers have won 3 straight, 6 of their last 10, and they are in the 3rd seed in the West. Houston is still number 2. It looks like they are what? They're one game above the Lakers, and then OKC. I mean, there's not even point talking about OKC. It looks like they've clinched. They clinched their division, like that matters these days in the NBA. It's kind of a joke, but they still won 9 out of their last 10, and they didn't play, or they're not playing anybody. I think they're playing tomorrow, and we got all their injury reports today. And it's like Shea's out, Dort's out. I think Jalen Williams is out. They're kind of like just being very careful with their guys. Another crazy thing is the Lakers are 28 and 7 at home. I mean, they have a losing record on the road, which sucks, 15 and 18, but they're dominant at home. The only team that has a better record at home in the West is OKC by 2 games, 29 and 5. See what it is in East. I'm guessing Cleveland's better. Yeah, 30 and 5. But that's it. There's 3 teams with single-digit losses in the league: Cleveland, Los Angeles, and OKC. So that just kind of shows you, how far this team has come and where they're going, and how important home court advantage is going to be in the playoffs. So there's still a lot of incentive to win from here on out. There's 14 games left, which is crazy to say because I feel like this has just been an insane season. I think, well, obviously because of the Luka trade and everything just taking a crazy turn for the better. All power to AD, and I hope he has success in Dallas. And apparently he's pushing Dallas to let him play. He's so anxious to get back on the court, and that sounds kind of like AD. Um, I had a feeling it was going to happen because he's probably getting a lot of crap, like from fans and stuff, like, oh, you played one game and you're already out, and Mr. Glass and yada yada yada. Um, so I hope that goes well for him. I think he practiced with the G League squad or something, and he might be. It's supposedly there's a report out saying that the Dallas Mavericks are trying to convince him to shut it down because right now they're out of the playoffs. They're out of the plan. They're behind Phoenix, or they're tied with Phoenix at 10. So there's a good chance. I mean, Portland's the one below them. If you've been following the league, you know how bad that is. And Portland has a 3-game win streak. I don't think they're catching Dallas, but you never know because Dallas has lost 4 in a row, and their guys are like out left and right too. And it's just, I do feel for them. It does suck, but I mean, this is the state of thing. This is what happens in professional sports. Swings happen, things change, trajectories for franchises change from one extreme to the next. We've been there as Lakers fans. We've been there, but we're just lucky that this team is, aggressive and always tries to get the next star, which now they have. But that's besides the point. They're heading in the right direction. Tomorrow should be another interesting night. I hope Dame and Giannis play, and I hope Reeves and Luka play, just to see a good game, right? But if they don't, whatever. Like I said, this is the final stretch of the season. Everybody's treading lightly. They're all walking on eggshells. They don't want to make any mistakes. They don't want their guys to get injured before the playoffs, especially Milwaukee, who has had no luck once the playoffs have started. I think Giannis has gone down the last 2 years. I know he went down the first year they got Dame, right? So that sucks, but who cares about them? To be honest with you, who cares? So yeah, that do the same thing tomorrow. Be right back. I think it's a little bit of a later game tomorrow, so that should be interesting, and it should be pretty telling what happens, especially considering what happened the last time they played. But until that time, I'll see you later. Peace.